So welcome guys to the Arsenal Morning News Show, and each and every morning I'm going to try to bring you the latest Arsenal news that's surrounding the club, and we're going to start off with the captain Martin Odegaard. So the latest news we've got on Martin Odegaard is that he's taking major steps towards fitness, right? And this is a big injury boost. We saw a recent report saying that he's going to be out for extra time, and we'll heard straight after that that's basically false, right? So plus Gabriel Magalhaes is not that we saw he had an ice pack on his knee, and we're hearing that that's not really serious, and during timber calf tightness is not serious as well. So that's very, very good news coming into Wednesday match and even in the weekend match to come. So we've got a big week ahead of us, and big weeks ahead of us coming into the Christmas period, and thankfully we've got Odegaard coming back, and we've got Magalhaes, and we've got Timber, and hopefully we've got the rest of the boys coming back, including Calafiori. So as we all might have heard and know that the Ballon d'Or ranking is officially out, and we've got a few players in there. We've got Martin Odegaard, our captain, at number 19 spot. Then we have the star boy Bukayo Saka at number 21 with 2 nominations each. Odegaard with 2 nominations, Saka with 2 nominations. The next one up is William Saliba with 1 nomination coming in at 24th. And then Declan Rice is also on the list with 1 nomination. And I'm saying that, listen, I understand this. We didn't win the Premier League last season. We didn't win the Champions League last season. So I understand that we're not quite up there, even though I believe that our players deserve to be much higher than where they are. There's no qualms about that, because I understand that we didn't win any major trophies. However, going in the future season, I expect some of our players, look, there's already 4 players that's on the list. I expect more players to be on the list further along as we starting to win trophies, starting to collect majors, right? So I expect us to be a lot. I expect potentially 11 of our first team players to be on this list going on in future seasons, right? Hopefully that's my plan. But we've got a lot of controversy going around the Ballon d'Or, right? Because we see a winner. We got a winner. Let's take a look at this. So there's a lot of controversy going around the winner of the Ballon d'Or. Quite a lot of controversy. We see Real Madrid basically throwing a hissy fit and we see because Rodri won it, and I believe that Rodri deserves it. I really do. Now, because I'm a personally I'm a defensive minded player, right? And I like to see defensive minded players win major trophies, because for me it's a kick in the teeth, right? For you to be given energy, to give it effort, to be performing season after season like Rodri had for the last few years, for the last few seasons, and then there is no recognition at the end of it. While I understand that the flary players like the Neymars, like the Vinicius Juniors, like the Messis, like the Cristiano Ronaldo, it's easier to give these players because they're so flary, and it brings about excitement, it brings about a buzz, a lot of, they bring about a lot of fans, right? Because of the nature of the entertainment they provide. However, it's unfair for other players not to be highlighted for their major efforts in the game as well, just because they're more defensive minded and they're not as skillful as other players like Messi and the Ronaldos and the Vinicius Juniors and the Neymars. It's unfair for me, and so this is why I believe that Rodri truly deserves this, but not everyone thinks like that, and I understand that as well, because it's two sides. It's either you're defensive minded or attacking minded. And some people are defensive minded, some people are attacking minded. And most Ballon d'Or that's been given out, most of the time it's given to attacking minded players, right? So it's refreshing to see someone of a defensive minded nature to be receiving a trophy like this. It's very refreshing. But let's take a look on what some people have to say. So first of all, I want to say big up to Babs. Babs is a big Arsenal fan, and I respect this guy to the ground, right? However, he said that man said Rodri has more Ballon d'Ors than Neymar, Thierry Henry, Iniesta, Xavi, Luis Suarez, Mo Salah, and Wayne Rooney. The beautiful game might be watched. I understand his sentiment. Once again, Babs looks like he's the type of person that like cherishes the entertainment side of football, and it's not just that. He's right with his assessment, because Neymar, to see the quality of Neymar that's never won a Ballon d'Or, Thierry Henry, one of the legend, greatest of all times. So we know that these football organizations, most of the times it looks like they're corrupt, right? Because so like Thierry Henry, like he should have won something. Nedved won something over Thierry Henry. Now I know that it might be because of the prestige of Juventus at that time, or the prestige of the Italian football at that time compared to the Premier League. Perhaps that might influence things, but we know that it's not clear cut as we always want to think. Iniesta, Xavi, Luis Suarez, Mo Salah, these guys deserve it, right? However, the difference I see in the modern game is that these players aren't around anymore. Neymar's basically out, and when Neymar was on top of his game, he has to be compared with Messi, competing with Messi and Ronaldo. Thierry Henry is out right now, and in Thierry Henry's days, there's lots of different players to be competing with. Iniesta is the same, Xavi the same, Luis Suarez, similar, same. Mo Salah the same, because Mo Salah is to the end of his career, just like with Messi, just like with Ronaldo. So Mo Salah will never win the trophy above Ronaldo or Messi based off how the history has been. Same with Suarez, Xavi and Iniesta. These guys will never win trophy of a certain type of play. When you think about Ronaldinho, when you think about Zidane, when you think about certain important key figures in past, it's very difficult to win. But when you think about the modern game now, Rodri, who's better than Rodri in midfield right now? You're going to be scratching your head thinking. You've got Modric. Modric already won it a few times, right? So the modern game is because of the quality of football's decline. You see people like Rodri winning it, and it's causing a big stir. But for me, as I keep saying that, Rodri deserves it based off the quality of footballers right now. Rodri deserves it, right? We don't want to see Messi win it again. We don't want to see Ronaldo win it again. These guys are out, right? These guys are out. Even though they're still good, they're out. We need to see the future. Even though Rodri, I think he's 28, 29 now. He's quite old, but we want to see younger players winning it. Messi and Ronaldo, they're in their late 30s. So who would you say would deserve to win it this year, right? Some people may say Vinicius Jr., once again, an attacking-minded player. And for me, it was nowhere compared to Cristiano Ronaldo, nowhere compared to Messi. And I believe that Rodri is one of the best midfielders of all times, right? I really believe so. And once again, you can't be comparing Iniesta and Xavi because in that time, there were greater players to compete against. In this era, Rodri is like the only one. Rodri is like a shining light. Once again, I know there's Modric, but Modric won it. I can't really put Modric in that category. So, once again, I really think this guy deserves it. Now, this is me taking off my bias hat right now. I think Rodri really deserves it. Now, this guy looks like he shares a similar sentiment to me, James. He said, for a player of his style, he really couldn't have done anything more. Forcing the idea that it has to be a flashy winger every year is so boring to me. And I totally agree with that sentiment. And obviously, he's talking about Rodri winning the Ballon d'Or because everyone is expecting someone entertainment, someone entertaining, someone flashy. But it's good to see someone else winning because guess what? Young players coming up seeing that I can be a midfielder. I don't need to be the Ronaldos. I don't need to be the Messi. I don't need to be the Neymar. I don't need to be the Vinicius Jr. I can be a Rodri, right? I can be a Rodri and win major honors. This is what we want to see. We want to see a diversity in the award, right? A diversity in possession on the pitch, receiving awards. We want to see that because that inspires future generations. Otherwise, you're going to end up seeing everyone wants to play attacking. I remember when I was going to school, everyone wants to be a striker. No one wanted to be a defender. And in these times, you had great defenders. When I was coming up, you had Maldini, you had Nesta, you had Rio Ferdinand. You had great defenders. You had Cafu, Roberto Carlos, some great defenders. And now, it's like it's the era of flashiness, entertainment. But I'm happy that there's a balance right now. Whether it's corrupt or not, I'm happy of the balance that's being struck. Even though I don't believe this is really a corrupt decision, I really think this is fair. I really do. So back to the Arsenal news, and we see that Arsenal under 21s came up with a victory at Blackburn, 4-3 on the night, 4-3 win on the night, and we see Salah basically scoring the first goal. And it's good to see that the under 21s are still striving with our players like Wanere, because we know that Wanere is basically coming to the first team. We know that Lewis Skelly is in the first team basically. Yes, he might dabble in the under 21s, but Lewis Skelly and Ethan Wanere is firmly into the first team plans right now. So it's good to see the under 21 are still performing, still winning games without these two key players, because these are the two of the key players. And they're still winning, they're still performing. I love to see that. Good on these guys. And hopefully we add better players to the academy, on different age group, different levels, and then we'll continue to strive and flood more players into the first team from the academy. So that's good to see. So we also see Gabriel Magalhaes taking it personal as well, because he's saying that, you see this, the writing that he has down the bottom, basically saying the best player in the world. This is what he's basically saying based off Roger winning the Ballon d'Or as well. So Magalhaes expected Vinicius Jr. to win it also, and it's not the fact that he's a defender cheering on an attacker. That's his teammate internationally, that's his brother internationally, so obviously he's going to defend him, he's going to back him. So we see that it's going to be a controversy that goes on for a few days until something else comes up. We see that Tenor got sacked, and even though Tenor got sacked, it's like no one cares about that right now. It's all about the Ballon d'Or. Tenor got sacked, and then straight after the big news came out, and it's all about this right now. It's all about this. Did Rodri deserve this Ballon d'Or? Leave it in the comment box below. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with me that it's full time for someone other than an attacker? We know that Modric last won it. since Messi and Ronaldo's like literally legacy and their tyranny on the Ballon d'Or. Modric squeeze in the middle of that. Then we see Benzema also squeeze in the middle of that as well. I think in 2022. Apart from these two players, Messi and Benzema is still an attacker. So apart from Modric, Rodri is the only player to be squeezing in there now. So do you agree with me that it's full time for a different position on the pitch to be thriving at the Ballon d'Or? Let me know what your thoughts are. Or should it be Vinicius Junior or should it have been Neymar? Let me know your thoughts in the comments box below. So we reach the end of the morning news, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe and share. Help me on my journey to 10,000 subs. Catch you in the next one. Goodbye.